Boruto episode 102 review. Alright guys, this episode was absolutely great. I really liked it because of the action. There was so much action in this episode. There were two sides of a different fight, but also I liked it because of the plot twist with Tosaka, and we found out that Tosaka was the absolute mastermind behind the whole thing, which is absolutely insane. That plot twist was something I actually never really expected. I'm pretty sure you guys remember back in my last episode review, I told you guys that I kind of knew that Tosaka was going to switch sides because I read it in a spoiler, but I kind of thought that the spoiler got it wrong. I thought I got some crazy spoilers because I really did not expect it, but it seems like Tosaka is actually now showing his true colors. And what's insane is the fact that Tosaka supposedly perfected this synthetic curse mark that he did get from Jugo. He did something that Orochimaru was able to do, which is absolutely insane. Orochimaru is like a mastermind in terms of scientific experiments, and Tosaka did the exact same thing. I don't want to necessarily say it's the exact same thing. I'm going to take that statement back because it's a little bit different, but Tosaka did do something very, very similar. Now, Tosaka is a little bit different from the other two kids that we did see earlier on in this arc and even in this episode. The difference between Tosaka and those two is the fact that Tosaka does not need that thing around his neck to turn on and turn it off. It seems like Tosaka can pretty much activate it whenever he wants, and not only that, he could transform a certain part of his body without having to undergo the full transformation. I'm guessing that's why he said that he perfected it. He perfected it and Jugo still can't perfect it. But in this episode, it seems like Boruto and Jugo, they're completely screwed. I mean, it looks like they're probably not going to have any way out. One thing that I'm really upset about is that Suegetsu haven't really got over his main weakness, which is lightning and electricity. I'm pretty sure you guys know, even from back in the day when he did fight against a character like Killer B, his main weakness was always electricity. And I don't know, maybe I just thought too much of Suegetsu, but I thought that he'd probably find a way to get around that main weakness. But in this episode, it's made very clear, like, hey, Boruto might be able to defeat Suegetsu if Boruto uses some lightning style against him. But Tosaka showed some absolutely crazy tendencies. It's like he's a mad scientist or whatever. It's like he knocked out his entire crew. Not only that, he actually wants Jugo to transform into his transformed state. I don't know why. Maybe Tosaka is trying to go one-on-one and test his own powers. One question I do have for you guys: do you think anywhere along the lines Tosaka actually licked Jugo? I'm pretty sure you guys know Tosaka said licking something is a way to observe it. He licked birds, he licked multiple things, even bird poop. What makes you think that he didn't lick Jugo? Which would be absolutely hilarious. I'm hoping that they show that sometime in the near future. On to the other two main battles, and of course it's going to be Sarada and Karin versus one of the characters with the curse mark, and also you have Team 15 versus another character with the curse mark. Now personally, out of the two, I really like Team 15's battle better than Sarada's battle, but it's like a very slight lead. The thing about Sarada's battle is that it was so satisfying. Karin and Sarada, they give me that mother and daughter vibe. I don't know why, because we obviously know that Sakura is the mother of Sarada, but still we kind of got that scared before in the past, especially in the Gaiden arc. But now they're actually getting to work hand in hand and fight next to each other, and Karin, not necessarily being the aggressive type of ninja, she has to now rely on Sarada, which is like a genin, which is like so beneath her. Karin is like a grown woman, almost 30 years old, and she has to rely on like a 12 or 13-year-old to pretty much bail her out in this situation, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, I understand that she's not like a violent type, but it's still like 2 weeks ago she was fighting among characters like Jugo and Suegetsu. Now I'll get to how good Sarada was in a minute. One of the biggest parts about this fight is the fact that Karin broke out her chakra chains. Now that right there was absolutely surprising to me. Why would she actually break out her chakra chains? It was cool, but then again, it was kind of weird. If you guys don't know what the chakra chains are, or if you guys don't know where it actually comes from, it was made very prominent with Kushina when she did restrain Kurama back when Kurama and Obito did attack the village. I personally thought that was one of the best scenes in Naruto, even though it sadly came at the demise of the fourth Hokage and Naruto's mom, Kushina. But still, it's like, those chakra chains are like legendary, and now here comes Karin trying to restrain a being that pales in comparison to Kurama. So it's just a little bit awkward. It's an awkward scene. I really like to see the chakra chains. It's very interesting to see the chakra chains overall, but still it's a little bit awkward. But Sarada was completely insane in this episode. Her strength was on full display, and not only that, her Sharingan also was on full display. A couple of things that I really did want to see from Sarada is more jutsus. I mean, the amount of jutsus that Sarada has, may it be lightning style, maybe other things, I feel like Sarada just doesn't use it a lot. And even her Sharingan, Sarada only uses her Sharingan when it's absolutely necessary. I really wish that she'd probably use some of her ability from the jump. And that's the main crux of why I think Team 15 had a more interesting fight other than Sarada, mainly because Sarada didn't necessarily show us a lot of jutsus that she does have. And of course, as we've seen it throughout multiple of the episodes, again, 102 of these episodes, she has a lot of abilities. She just doesn't like to show it. I don't know why. Maybe the animators don't want to draw a lot. Maybe they just want to draw Sarada punching people and Sarada activating her Sharingan. But I definitely do want to see more of Sarada's moves. It's kind of interesting, man, because every time where Boruto fights now, it's like he always uses the Rasengan, but Sarada, she just never uses anything. She always just punches. Now, the fight with Team 15 was an interesting dynamic. Of course, the focal point of this fight was Sumire and the person with the curse mark. Now, the biggest part of this fight, in my opinion, was Sumire's ability to control the Nue. Earlier in this arc, we found out that she's kind of losing a little bit of control over the Nue, and that's to be expected. Not all summoning jutsus are completely loyal to their summoner, even though the Nue is kind of different, but still, you kind of understood that. Now, we've seen something happen in this episode that we haven't really seen since like episode 16 or episode 17, where the Nue actually takes chakra from other characters. Now, of course, there's a whole arc dedicated to this, but now we kind of get to see how strong taking other people's chakra actually makes the Nue. For the power scales out there, I'm pretty sure you guys are loving this. For the Nue to transform into his first form, he needed the amount of chakra from 2 regular Genins, and the 2 regular Genins were actually weakened. So being nice, they were 50% of their regular power. If the Nue absorbs 1 full strength Genin, he pretty much transforms into this first form. And what's insane to think about, the Nue's original form is exactly what he's in all the time. Sumire actually gives the Nue her chakra for the Nue to transform into this beast. This is noteworthy because when Sumire does summon the Nue, she looks completely regular. It's like she could fight for herself alongside the Nue. But when the Nue absorbed Wasabi and Namida's chakra, it's like they looked high, they were just completely out of it, they were drained. So it looks like Sumire possibly has more chakra than Wasabi and Namida. Now, after the Nue completely destroyed this guy with the curse mark, it seems like he wanted more chakra. It just seems like the Nue automatically wants chakra, which is very understandable. It's like when Sumire gave the Nue the green light to absorb Wasabi and Namida's chakra, he was like,
really? Oh, I'm about to go crazy.
And then automatically the Nue went to absorb the bad guy's chakra as well. That's actually something to keep an eye on. I want to see if the Nue continues to accumulate chakra or tries to siphon off tiny bits and pieces of chakra. Personally, I actually think that the Nue should probably try to siphon off a lot of the enemy's chakra. I mean, like, why not? If the Nue does siphon off chakra from the enemies, 1, they'll be out of commission for a very long time, and 2, the Nue gets free chakra. It just makes the summoning of the Nue that much stronger. And of course, we all remember what happened when the Nue gathered a lot of chakra. It was pretty much just as big, or half as big, I should say, as an actual tailed beast. That was absolutely insane. So I think it's a very good idea to have the Nue absorb chakra. I don't know why Sumire just doesn't let it happen. I don't know. Now, there was a slight scene with Mitsuki and Konohamaru. In my opinion, I feel like Konohamaru and Mitsuki, they're probably going to be the biggest chance that Boruto, Suegetsu, and Jugo have to being saved. In my opinion, I feel like they're probably going to hear some loud noise because, of course, Jugo is transforming into his curse mark state. I feel like they're going to hear a loud noise and they're going to rush to that spot. Once they rush to that spot, I really am hoping that Konohamaru shows his stuff. He pretty much beats up this Tosaka guy and also restrains Jugo and gets him back into place. I personally feel like that could possibly be a very good scene for Konohamaru. Not only Konohamaru, but Mitsuki. We haven't really seen Mitsuki do a lot in this arc, so that could possibly be a very good scene. Towards the end, there was a scene with Karin and Sarada, and they were talking about possibly going back to the village to save the birds. I'm like, yo, let's be honest, the mission is done. Mission failed, everything is finished, everything's over. The birds are about to migrate. Boruto, Jugo, and Suegetsu are in a terrible situation right now. You still got this guy Tosaka at large. Mission over. Time to get your stuff, pack up, and leave. It's kind of funny to me that Sarada and Karin are still worrying about the birds, but I'm guessing I can't really blame them because they don't necessarily know the whole picture or exactly what's really going on with Boruto, Tosaka, Jugo, and Suegetsu. So, you know what? You kind of got to give them a pass. But one thing that I do want to know is how they're going to actually save the birds, because as you guys know, that was their actual mission. And if they are indeed going back to save the birds, they can't really reverse the effects of the birds without Jugo. And of course, if they can't find Jugo, it won't make any sense. I mean, the only possible thing that they could feasibly try to do is get the birds and probably just gather them in one place. Jugo at this point is pretty much haywire. As I said, Tosaka is running rampant and it's just looking dim overall for this mission. But overall, I really did like this episode. I think the next episode is going to be a very good one as well. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. It's been your boy Barbie, and we out.
It's a knife. Check my clock, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols. Reaving my body, clothing no issue. Bitch, you look sick, you need a tissue. You drop a body, I just might bless you. I'm metrosexual, no high cholesterol. Where's Jenny Craig? Bitch, just get sexual.